small island in New England, a fishing village. It's called Nantucket Island, quite popular tourist spot now. But in the days when I was a young child there, my dad used to buy old whaling era homes that were built with wood. So at 4 and 5 years old, I was sanding old wood floors and learning how to repair old woodworking. So this kind of started my interest in construction. After the Vietnam War, I found myself out in California, which I started building, and I'd been an aircraft mechanic in the Air Force during the war. I built a number of spec homes in California, and when I came down here, like I said before, I started as a developer, but I didn't like the way the building was being performed and by the Costa Rican engineer that I had, so I decided to take the work over. And I'll tell you, I'm really a pioneer in this area because there were no hardware stores at all in the zone. I can remember making runs to San Jose where I'd drive in my pickup truck to San Jose. In those days, it would take 6 to 7 hours. An hour worth of shopping and another 7 hours coming home. But plate glass and things like that, I was the first guy to actually build custom home in Playas del Coco. Coming down the coast from California on a sailboat, you make maybe 100 miles a day, so you get to see everything. We weren't in a hurry, so we visited all of Central America. And when we got down to Costa Rica, we were really impressed with the people. The first thing we noticed was it was the first Latin American place where there were actually women in the bars, you know, couples in the bars. Usually in Mexico and El Salvador or Guatemala, you would only see men in the bars. And in Costa Rica, you saw a huge difference. The people are well educated. They're very simple people in the respect that they have very traditional values. I came down here on a sailboat. I left California in 1992 for a round-the-world sail and got down to Coco, and all things changed when I bought a big farm with ocean view in Coco. Sailing's always been a big thing of mine, and during the mid-2000s, a bunch of us sailors, we got together and formed a regatta with an idea of the promotion, making enough money to be able to start a sailing school for local kids here. This area is a wonderland for sailing. There's so much undiscovered areas. You can, an hour in a sailboat from here, you can go to 10 different private beaches. I was cruising on the sailboat. We'd left California, San Diego, and 7 months into the trip. It was our last day in Playas del Coco. We were planning on heading down into Panama and then jumping off to the South Pacific. We decided to have a lunch on the beach at a restaurant in Coco that doesn't exist now. I made the huge mistake asking a waitress if there was anybody that sold real estate. And at that time there was no real estate sales offices anywhere. He said, yeah, come back tomorrow and we'll show you around. You know, I'll get somebody to show you. So we spent about a week with 5 different people looking at all the farms that were available. Each farm was at a different price with a different person that was offering it. So we finally found one that we really liked, 20 acres of hillside land, and decided to purchase it and kind of set the anchor a little bit harder than we would have normally. Asked me when I bought the project, bought the land, what are you going to do, build cabins? I said, no, I'm going to build custom homes. I'm from California. They all kind of laughed at me, and that's what I've been doing for all these years. One of the positive things of Costa Rica for me, living here for so many years, is the healthcare is first class. That you can get any kind of operation that you would have in the U.S. for probably 1/5 the cost. The doctors are all normally U.S. trained or European trained. Service is excellent, and it's very affordable. No fear at all. You get quick attention, and the prices are very reasonable. On the weekends, I like to take some time off when I can. One of the favorite things I like to do is horseback riding. I have a 20-acre farm, a small gentleman's farm, about an hour and a half from here between a couple of volcanoes. But I like to go up there and do some horseback riding, get out in the country, Also love swimming, sailing whenever I can. I know the whole west coast of Costa Rica by vehicle and by sailboat, so there's so many places that you can escape to for a weekend. I can tell you I wouldn't trade it for anything. I love Costa Rica. Costa Rican people have been very generous to me. They're good hard workers, friendly people, very family oriented. I'm here forever.